Hey everyone, it's Big Scribe here. Happy 20th anniversary Harry Potter. Can you guys believe it's been 20 years? 20 years of magic. Man, it's crazy. I remember when Harry Potter came out. I remember my mom talking about the book before it ever got popular. She was talking about this new series that was starting, that this woman, J.K. Rowling, had wrote, and she was so excited to get these books because she really wanted me to get into the big kid books, you know? And I was like 6 years old. Yeah, I was 6 years old, and I had been reading since I was like 4. My mom taught us to read at a very young age, and we loved books. We loved reading. My mom encouraged us to read before we ever played a game or before we ever watched TV. She would encourage us to read. And my mom's always been about encouraging us with our imagination and encouraging us to read and to work out that part of our brain. And when she heard about Harry Potter, she was extremely excited. She wanted to read it herself, and she wanted me to read it. And she looked all over until she found Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone in 1997. My mom went crazy with that series, and I fell in love with the series. And you see my little Elder Wand necklace. I don't have a wand yet. They need to get a wand, but that's my Elder Wand necklace. But my mom loved this series, and she instilled a deep love for the series in my heart because it was the first big kid series that I ever read, and I really enjoyed it. And I fell in love with the books, and I read them all the way into high school. I was reading these books, and I just had such a deep love and respect for Harry Potter. And the movies, I saw all the movies, I read all the books. I still haven't read The Cursed Child. Please don't shoot me. I know, I'm ashamed. I really need to pick it up and read it. I assume it's really good because everything else the woman writes is really good. But I absolutely love Harry Potter. It's such a good series. And it has been the book that started all of this. It started my love for reading, and now I'm doing BookTube and Bookstagram. And it really started all of this for me. And I have to say, thank you, J.K. Rowling, for really giving me all of this, for helping me to get this love of reading and this love of adventure. You helped me to really start all of this. And I have to say thank you to my mom, because my mom really got me into this series, and she read it with me. We read it at the same time, and we talked about it and discussed it. And we enjoyed it together, and we cried over it together. We just really got into these books. I'll go ahead and give you a little bit of information about me when it comes to Harry Potter. I'm a Ravenclaw when it comes to Hogwarts. We all know Ravenclaw is the house where the smartest and the brightest go. We are the wittiest, and we are the readers, the people that love knowledge. And if that doesn't fit me, I don't know what does. When it comes to Ilvermorny, the American school, I am Pukwudgie, and I love saying that word. I don't know why, Pukwudgie. It sounds like such a fun word. But that is the house of the healers, and the ones who are brave and strong of heart. Then, my wand is a 14-inch alderwood wand with a unicorn hair core. Yes, I'm getting all this from Pottermore, the official Harry Potter website. Thank you, J.K. Rowling. And my Patronus is a fox. That's why my book cover is the foxes. Now you guys understand why I love foxes. Anyway, Harry Potter has literally been such a huge part of my life. And for years, since my little sister has been alive, really, she's 20, going on 20 years old now, and her entire life, my life has been about Harry Potter, and I have such a deep love and respect for this series, and my mom has a deep love and respect. My mom's Gryffindor, by the way. She's not Ravenclaw. Me and my sister are Ravenclaw. My sister actually has a shirt with the animals from the crests on it that we got from World of Wizardry, the Geek Gear World of Wizardry box. And it's such an awesome shirt. I really wish it was in my size. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk about some of my memories from the series. I think one of the things that I loved most about the series was the closeness that Harry had with his friends. And, like, I have to say, I have a good family, and my family has been there for me through a lot. I can't imagine what it would be like to not have a family, to feel like I was alone in the world, because I've never really had to experience that. My family's always been there for me. But Harry didn't have that. Harry had nobody, and he felt very alone and very apart from the world, and his friends helped him to create this sort of non-blood related family, and it became this beautiful thing that helped him to fight Voldemort and gave him that courage that he needed. And I think that was possibly one of the coolest things in the series to me, was the friendship that he had with Harry and Hermione. The saddest death to me, honestly, had to be Snape, and that almost brought me to tears when I said it. We hated Snape for so long in this series, and we thought he was such a bad person, and then we found out that he literally loved Harry like his own son, and that everything he did was just to help Harry. And his death was so heartbreaking because we didn't get the chance to love him like we should have. And it was so sad when he died. And when Alan Rickman died, I bawled my eyes out because he was such a good actor, and he was such an honorable person in his daily life, and he really loved working on that series, and Harry Potter was one of the most important things that he had ever done, and he was so honored to have been a part of it. And I think his death was a very, very sad loss. One of the coolest things I know about one of the actors from Harry Potter is the actress that played Professor McGonagall. She had cancer while filming the show, or while filming the movie. I think it was the second movie, I want to say, was when it was really bad for her. I might be wrong on that. But at one point it was really bad. She was going through chemo and all this, and she was still filming the movie. She was there every day. She was toughing it out. She was so dedicated to her role as Professor Minerva McGonagall that she was there every day filming, and she didn't miss a single day. That woman was brave and powerful and strong, and I respect her so much. I think another sad death was Professor Dumbledore. We all loved Dumbledore, and he was like that grandfather to us, and we all respected him and loved him, and losing him was like the end of our childhood, and it was such a heartbreaking moment for those of us who grew up with Harry Potter that it was like our hearts were being ripped out, and it still brings tears to my eyes. But I think possibly the most tear-jerking death would be Cedric Diggory, especially in the movie. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire movie, Cedric Diggory's death still makes me cry every time I watch it. The dad running down out of the stands, "That's my boy, and crying and hitting his knees and holding his son's dead body. Every time I cry my eyes out. And Robert Pattinson did such a good job as Cedric Diggory. I don't like him in anything else he's ever been in, but he was a great Cedric Diggory. Oh, man. I can't believe it's been 20 years since me and my mom read that first book. And I don't think any series has ever really compared to Harry Potter, because Harry Potter was such an epic series. I don't think anything else can ever compare to it. And it's going to be one of those series that lives on for years and years and years, and people are always talking about it. And I don't think it's ever going to die. I think this is going to be a series that's going to be popular for generations. And I think J.K. Rowling is one of the most amazing writers in the history of literature. But I love y'all. I I thank y'all for watching this. Hope y'all have an epic Harry Potter anniversary. Go watch the movies. Go read the books. And celebrate with your friends and your family. Dress up in your robes. Pull out your wand. Cast some spells. And remember to always, always live with an imagination. God bless y'all.